There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more hope somewhere. There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more hope somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere. There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere. There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more hope somewhere.
Okay, here's the little thingy. Good morning. On behalf, I'm taller, I'm standing on the box. I love this. It must be great to be tall in my next life. On behalf of the worship committee, welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Columbia. I'm your service leader, Pat Moore, for today. Our minister is Reverend Stephen Robinson, but today we have a guest speaker, a special guest speaker who you might recognize, Reverend Pat Jobe. He has been with us before. But for those who don't know him, let me tell you a little bit of information. He's the minister of the Unitarians of Lake Norman and All Souls community in Rutherford County, which is in North Carolina. And this is some personal information. He was arrested twice in Columbia for protesting the refusal of the South Carolina legislature to extend Medicaid benefits. He also writes for a local newspaper in his hometown of Forest City. And for 19 years, he and his co-writers have performed Radio Free Bubba on WNCW. He says he loves his wife, Gabriel. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yes.
Okay. His family and his dogs and everything. His favorite words are found on the back of his car, which says, "Life is good." He can also be found on Facebook, and he said to tell you he's the one with a picture of him kissing his 2-year-old granddaughter. You won't see many of those, right? He has been a pastoral minister for 33 years, and he's author of 365 Ways to Criticize the Preacher and other books. Now, if you'd like to stay connected with this community, then you need to keep an eye on all of our communications. Our recurring events are included in the calendar with your order of service, but special events are also coming up, and we provided an email newsletter every Thursday to keep you informed about all of these events. Make sure we have your email, and then listen to any special announcements from our worship committee at the end of today's service, and I think we only have one today. We warmly welcome families with children, and we offer child care during our service for infants and children up to 4 years of age. And we have a designated seating area also in the sanctuary for children 4 to 7 and their parents. Feel free to bring toys that are available in the back of the social hall for quiet play, and the little section's right over there in the alcove. Today, children aged 4 to 8 will go back to their CYRE classes after our Story for All Ages. Today's flowers come, rose, I just noticed them. Wow, white roses are donated by our flower team. And please see Mara Farley if you'd like to be a part of the team. She's right there, and we need more team members. Now, if you will please silence all your devices as we center ourselves for today's service and we listen to the prelude.
It's my pleasure to invite our choir, Chalice Voices, forward to sing "Good Enough, My Hands Are" by Leah Morris.
Thank you, Chalice Voices. I love your rhythm that you added, Kevin. You can come be in my choir. Thank you. Now, if you'd please rise in body and spirit and join me for the congregational covenant It's in your order of service. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, and to serve others in community. Thus do we covenant with one another. You may be seated. Unitarian Universalism is a diverse and non-creedal religion. And our community is founded on deeds, not creeds. We're a covenantal religion, which means we don't have to believe the same in order to treat each other the same, with respect, equity, compassion, and dignity. We place love at the center of our values, embracing and welcoming all people. We're delighted to welcome all our guests and visitors today, too. Today, Deb Matherly is going to take around our microphone for visitors. And if you're willing and able, please stand and wait for the microphone to reach you, and then share your name and where you're from. And if you've brought guests, please feel free to introduce them too. Do we have any visitors today?
Good morning, I'm Liz. This is my wife, Sally. We're from Florida, belong to the UU Church in the Villages, so no judging.
Well, you have on the right shirt, so you can be here. Her shirt says, "Be a good human."
Hi, I'm Christine Armstrong, and I'm visiting from Michigan. I watch you every Sunday on YouTube from my cozy rocking chair, so I appreciate you guys still streaming that way. And I'm also the mother of Anna and the grandmother of Lyndon, so I'm real happy to be back in your space down here.
Welcome. I hope that you don't perish from the heat. Michigan's cold.
What did I miss? Did someone else have a hand up? Okay. All right.
Okay. Visitors, if you'd like to learn more about the UUCC, there are cards in the pocket of the back of the chairs, and you can please fill one out and place it in the collection plate so we can email you about our events. Our board members and committee chairs also welcome your questions. And board members wear green name tags if you want to spot one. Thank you for being here. Today's chalice lighter are the Drews, Mark and Patty. They participate in particularly the vegan potlucks. They're our top vegans. And the reason I chose them today is because this is their 51st anniversary. Yeah. Spirit of light and life coming to us.
Our hymns this morning are in the teal hymnal, and our opening hymn is number 1053, How Could Anyone? We'll sing it with some repetition, and I invite you to rise in body or spirit to join. You to turn to another direction in the sanctuary to direct the song to someone around you. How could anyone ever tell you returning once more, and this time if you feel comfortable as you're singing, I invite you to meet someone's eye. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone ever tell you your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
And now it's time for our story for old ages. Old ages? Everybody come on down. This is the story for all ages. And Reverend Jobe is going to read.
Breaker. Yeah, it's on. Okay, great. Anna, you have knocked the ball out of the park. Your music is just fabulous. Perfect.
Our music.
Oh, no. I'm only 72. Thank you. Thank you for trying. Okay, Miles, are you good enough? Absolutely. Didn't take him but just a second thinking about that. Were you good enough to get dressed this morning? Nobody had to dress you, did they? Could you tie your shoes? Miles, you're rocking it. Now tell me this. Are you good enough to succeed in school? You can do schoolwork. They ask you to do things and you can do them, right? Okay. What is your name? You don't have a name sticker on. Lexi? Roxanne, are you good enough? Are you good enough, Roxanne, to clean your room? Oh, no hesitation. Absolutely, no hesitation. She can clean her room. Fabulous. What's your name? What did he say? Elliot, great name. What you need to do as soon as possible is start reading T.S. Eliot, okay? He's really good. Elliot, are you good enough? Elliot, can you play in a sandbox? You know how to do that? You can handle that job, right? You're good enough, right? Okay. What about that one there? Lyndon. Oh, this is a great day for you, Lyndon. Lyndon, today is the 72nd anniversary of Brown versus the Board of Education. Yes. And Thurgood Marshall argued that case in front of the United States Supreme Court, which was a lot better then than it is now. And the president, Lyndon Johnson, appointed Thurgood Marshall as our first black attorney general and then the first black person to serve on the United States Supreme Court. So Lyndon, you are a very big deal. Now, I have a quick question for you. Look at that bounce. That guy's got a bounce, let me tell you. This really ought to be done on a platform up here so everybody can see these reactions. He's got what? He really likes balls. Lyndon, are you good enough to handle that ball? Yes. Okay, so you folks got the message, right? You're good enough. Don't let anybody ever tell you different. If anybody ever tries to tell you that you're not good enough, you just smile and walk away.
Please join me in singing the children out. The words are in your order of service.
Truth in the white hot roll. Love
We have already celebrated the 72nd anniversary of Brown versus the Board of Education and Lyndon Johnson appointing the first black attorney general and the first black member of the Supreme Court. This is a shameless commercial moment, if you'll forgive me. And the good news is I only brought 5 copies of this book, so most of you don't need to feel any temptation to buy it. I only brought 5 copies, and if I need to, I'll take them all home. This is Welcome to Death Fair. It is a celebration of the 10th anniversary of Death Fair in Pittsburgh, North Carolina, which was a reaction to the death of a young man who was 19 years old and died after using heroin. His mother and father, of course, were crushed. His 2 siblings were crushed, but the community came around them. And the community that supported them was so enthusiastic, so passionate in their love for these 4 grief-stricken family members that somebody along the way said, we need to have a death fair. And so it's happened now 10 times in Pittsburgh, North Carolina. The next one will be November 7th. This book is a collection of 33 writers, 33 essays, 33 poems, and fabulous, fabulous full-color photographs. Even if you don't buy a book, at least thumb through it when we're done today. I am one of the 33 writers. And I need to show you the most flattering picture that has ever been taken of me is on page 134. And it's flattering because it doesn't show much of my face. It shows my right jawline, and because my chin is lifted up, it doesn't show my double chins. So I love this picture. And I want to read you just one paragraph from the book. It's about my grandparents. Mama Jobe, my paternal grandmother, was a pillar of the church. There, every time the door opened was the way our family described her. They even let her count the money. Granddaddy was her polar opposite. The only time I remember him being in church was for her funeral. Why then, when a thunderstorm sounded as though it might, when a thunderstorm sounded like it might bring a lightning bolt into the lobby of their antebellum home, why was my grandmother shaking like a leaf and my grandfather got through it with cool, calm confidence? After watching her shake and moan with every clap of thunder, he finally said, Hattie, when your time's up, your time's up. Between now and then, you don't need to worry about thunderstorms. A pretty simple explanation of her fear feels like church in their day could be scary. The hokum of eternal damnation theology made all of us nervous. Blessed Assurance was a nice hymn, but what if we slipped on the banana peel of proper behavior and ended up in the eternal deep fat fryer? Boy, would that ever suck. And Mama Jobe had listened to enough red-faced, eye-bulging preachers tell her how hot were the fires of hell that she had to shake a little at all that thunder and lightning. But her unchurched husband thought it was no big deal. Our opening words come from Emma Stone and Brene Brown. How many of you know Brene Brown? Lots, okay. Find her. Go home and search for her online. She will take your breath away. She's a teacher and a writer and an advocate of all things good in the world. Brene said, shame is the most powerful master emotion. It's the fear that we are not good enough. By the way, all those kids who came down are good enough. You heard them affirm it. And Emma Stone said, my great hope for us as young women is to start being kinder to ourselves so that we can be kinder to each other. to stop shaming ourselves and other people for things we don't know the full story on, whether someone is too fat, too skinny, too short, too tall, too loud, too quiet, too anything. There's a sense that we're all too something and we're not good enough. I got to check my program to find out what I'm supposed to do next. You got it. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I need to tell you one more thing. This book retails for $40. It wholesales for $37. I know that's strange. Any of you who know anything about retail, that's very strange. But this book was published by people who only wanted to benefit the nonprofit organization that hosts the death fairs. So I have enough $1 bills in my pocket to give you change for 2 20s if you want a book.
Of course, I wanted Pat to know that we're talking about revivals. The United States is going to have a 9-hour revival to celebrate our 250th anniversary. That's hard to believe. Okay, not this church. I'm talking about you know who. Anyway.
Those other people.
Those other people, yeah. This is time for our candles of community. So if you have a personal joy, sorrow, or concern that you'd like to share from this pulpit, please email or text our administrator by noon on Friday. You can also pick up a candle in the foyer before the service. We'd like to let everyone know that we do have an active caring committee whose members wear yellow name tags, and so those are available. They're available for people in need. If you have a candle or you have a joy or concern to share, please come forward.
Hi, I'm Kevin. This isn't a deep joy, but I sure am happy about it. This is in celebration of my 6th album release. This is just an EP, but glad to have it out there. Came out 2 weeks ago tomorrow, so yeah, I'm thrilled. I should probably say the name of it. It's called Guilt, G-I-L-T.
I'm Yolanda Ganong, and on the subject of music, my candle is of joy and gratitude for Matthew's concert yesterday. Anna, he hoped that the piano was not terribly out of tune because he pounded a Beethoven to his heart's content. Matthew had had an accident that broke his left arm and wrist back in December, and it was pretty tough thinking how he would be going back to able to play. And he fulfilled his wish to have performed all of Beethoven's sonatas. These were the last 3 that he had never performed in public. And it was spellbinding. He got a standing ovation. It was lovely, those of you who were here. So I'm very grateful for that. And another joy is that he was named the official pianist of the Augusta Symphony. And he's very happy about that because he says it's an outstanding organization and beautiful musicians and programs. So thank goodness after that accident, things have worked out.
Like one more candle. Oh, well, then we're not lighting it yet. Go ahead. Sorry.
Hey, good morning. I'm Bud Ashley, and this is a candle of joy for me because I love all my LGBTQ friends and neighbors and such. Today is also a candle of awareness for anybody who might not know what today is. Today is the International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia, and Transphobia. It's on this day, May 17th, because homosexuality was removed from the World Health Organization's International Classification of Diseases. So this day highlights the importance of fighting against the ongoing persecution, discrimination, and violence targeting the LGBTQ community all over the world. So I stand here with a candle of joy because I believe everybody in this room probably supports this. Thank you.
This is a candle of concern. I had a best friend of 20 years die suddenly 3 weeks ago, leaving behind 2 sons, but they were more like family. And after spending 3 weeks of complete shock and grief, I realized she would be really ticked at me if I didn't get up and get on with life and celebrate things. So this is for you, Anik.
This is a candle of joy. I'm Mara Farley, and this morning I went out to the kitchen, and the kitchen was all decorated for Mother's Day because I was away last weekend with John, and that was the first time I had ever been away from Mother's Day from our 3 kids. And so they decided to make today Mother's Day, and the kitchen was decorated with pictures, all kinds of pictures of me and with them through the years. And one of the first things I thought was, where'd these pictures come from? I'm always the one taking the pictures. How did we get any pictures of me? But this is a candle of joy because I just have the best 3 kids ever. One of them is here today. She would not let me introduce her. Deb, you weren't wrong. There was supposed to be somebody introduced. I had my hand up and she made me put it down because she has been here many times and felt it was silly to be introduced yet again. So I said, well, Mom gets the last word, so I'm up here on the microphone. But so John and I are so lucky. I don't know what we did to get so lucky, but thank you. Thank you for that joy, Rosemary.
There's nobody else hidden behind the door, is there? Okay. Now I will light one last candle for all the unspoken joys and concerns in our hearts. And I know you can't hear me. I'm going back to the mic and my box. Didn't I light it? It didn't light? See, I'm one of these speakers that needs feedback. Thank you, Katie. If you would pause, let's just pause a minute and reflect on the joys and concerns that we heard. Thank you. Now it's time for us to share our abundance. This congregation participates proudly in our Michael Sullivan Share the Plate initiative, and that's where half of our monthly cash collections donated to a local charity. It's our way of giving back. This month's Share the Plate is Planned Parenthood of South Atlantic. If you would like to contribute to Share the Plate, please write Share the Plate in the memo line of your check or on the donation envelope. Thank you for your generosity.
Our offertory music selection today is the Ashokan Farewell from the TV series The Civil War with music by Jay Ungar.
Would the ushers please come forward? Thank you, Anna. And I have to add a personal note about that music. Probably the most spiritual moment of my life, and I kid you not, was sitting on top of the mountain listening to Eve Ross play Ashokan Farewell on her violin. I mean, it made your heart soar. So thank you, Anna. We appreciate these gifts which reflect the generosity and the kindness of this congregation.
I do love this box. What are the odds that a child named Lyndon would be here on the 72nd anniversary of Brown versus the Board of Education? It made segregation illegal in our public schools. And what a shame that it has not yet seen full fruition. I know in Charleston, a majority of black students go to public schools and white students go to private schools, just as an example. My mind is often blown by the research I do for these presentations. I was somewhat gobsmacked to learn from John Meacham's biography of Abraham Lincoln that he often thought he was not good enough. That just blows my mind. We took our children to Washington, D.C. many years ago, took 3 of them, and they were at an age where they liked to run everywhere they possibly could go. And so they were running up the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. And when the statue came into sight, all 3 of them froze in their tracks. Abraham Lincoln has that kind of effect on so many of us. How is it possible that this guy ever thought he was not good enough? It's a massive statue enshrining for generations the hero of the Civil War. Yes, the war was terrible, and the what-if game of so many historians, maybe it could have been avoided. But the statue at the Lincoln Memorial puts him in the center of a historical moment that changed everything. And in the minds of so many Lincoln haters, that war is still being fought. And this guy was afraid he was not enough. This man among men, this force of nature, was afraid he was not enough. Growing up in abject poverty, losing his mother at an early age, in constant conflict with his father over manual labor versus his love of books and learning, he brought lots of childhood trauma into a career that faced many failures. He was not tended by magical creatures who created a path for him into victory after victory. He only had 5 days to celebrate Lee's surrender at Appomattox before he was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth. And this guy was afraid he was not enough. Is there a lesson in that for all of us? Yes, there is. Here's the lesson. The next time we are afraid we are not enough, we should remember that the great one, possibly the greatest American who ever lived, was sometimes afraid he was not good enough. And from that memory, we can go on and do what needs doing. We can follow the paths that we have seen laid out for us with the spirit of Abraham Lincoln by our side. Even at times when he was afraid he was not enough, he went on and did what he felt needed doing. With empathy, with compassion, with modesty, with love. Yes, his hands were big enough for love. Is it possible for us? Yes, it is. Reading John Meacham's book on Lincoln has been a rare and delightful pleasure for someone like me. I've been nuts for history since I was a little kid. My parents bought me comic books that told historical stories, and I read those little biographies that some of you may remember that were about this big of famous people. My brother would also tell you that it delayed my having to mow the grass. But the passion has never abated. Lincoln was a man who saw true equality promised in the Declaration of Independence. His Gettysburg Address is a challenge to us to side with that wave of history that affirms government must be by the people, of the people, and for the people. The phrase is old and often repeated, but as we work to figure out our best responses to the current evil government, it comes to life again. I work with poor people. Rarely that means I help load their trucks, but sometimes it means I help load their trucks. One day I picked up 2 window air conditioners from a scrap pile and walked a few feet and loaded each one onto the back of a truck, after which I sat down. I told them I would not be loading any more window air conditioners. I sat in the truck and watched them work. These are people who work because so much of their financial needs are not met by their disability checks. 2 of them get disability checks, but they keep on working because it's not enough money to live on. These are people who know little of politics, elections, or government. The government we have now is not by these people. Some of them can't vote because they're convicted felons. None of them pay attention to who's running or what their positions might be. The government is not of these people, but we have to continue to make it for these people. That part of the government that pays disability checks has to be for them. Sometimes their disabled bodies don't want to carry window air conditioners either, but they soldier on. I told you all that to tell you they are at one end of a spectrum. Lincoln, by ability to carry on despite being afraid he was not good enough, is at the other end of that spectrum. His fear did not prevent him from winning the presidency, prosecuting a terrible war to save the Union, and eventually freeing the slaves. All of the slaves except those who were in prison. The 13th Amendment does protect slavery behind bars. My friends' fear of not being enough do not prevent them from augmenting their meager incomes with recycling window air conditioners and aluminum cans. By the way, if any of you have any aluminum cans you don't need, I'll be glad to take them home with me today. At one end of the spectrum is a little boy who fell in love with reading as he studied by his family's fireplace. Something in those books and stories started a fire in him that made him the Abraham Lincoln whose statue who sits in that memorial in Washington. At the other end of the spectrum are poor people all over the world who by their circumstances were not able to overcome poverty of their own or Lincoln's childhood. But by golly, they can pick up those window air conditioners, and those window air conditioners are heavy. Much of them can be recycled. And somewhere in the middle of that spectrum are the people in this room. We are overcome. We have overcome our fears of not being good enough. Let me repeat Emma Stone's words from our opening. She wrote, "My great hope is for us as young women to start being kinder to ourselves so we can be kinder to each other. To stop shaming ourselves and other people for things we don't know the full story on. Whether someone is too fat, too skinny, too short, too tall, too loud, too quiet, or too anything. There's a sense that we're all too something and we're not good enough. A great hope for us all. We need to get over attacks on our self-esteem that date back to childhood trauma, unreasonable expectations, and the crushing pain of all those collapsed houses of cards. Personal freedom gets caught in the butterfly nets of parents, siblings, teachers, coaches, and scout leaders. Put-downs, insults, attacks, born of jealousy, all of it counts against us with little clicks like the tick of a clock. It is a wonder any of us get out of bed in the morning, but we do, and so many of us are glad the rest of us do. So many of us in this room right now are glad that the rest of us put on our clothes and our shoes and got in the car and rode over here. We like this place because of the people we find here. We can never forget great moments in this room among our friends and companions. We heard news of good community projects, good opportunities to protest the evil government, good opportunities to express religious freedom. This place, these people, so many times. This place, these people, so many times. Law have mercy. And never doubt that our fear of not being good enough is not going to be cured by anything external, including this sermon. The only cure for the fear of not being good enough is to go on anyway. Hemingway said, courage is not the lack of fear, it's feeling the fear and going on anyway. And Eleanor Roosevelt said, do something every day that scares you. Practice. Practice. Like the answer the cab driver gave when his passenger asked, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, brother, practice. Louis Jolly is one of the few tiny few members of football players from my high school who went on to play in the pros. His coach was asked, what's the difference between Louis and the other guys? And the coach said, Louis loved to practice. He said they all liked the games, but Louis loved to practice. Practice, brother, practice. William Faulkner wrote that fear is the basest of all things. And please let me add that fear of not being enough has to be the worst among the worst fears. But we do go on, don't we? I received an article just the other day about adding the word yet anytime we tell ourselves we are not good enough to accomplish something. We add the word yet. We may not have yet done the best needed to send Donald Trump into retirement. Yet. Can I get an amen? Amen. We may not do the best work to care for people around us who need help. Yet. The word yet truly speaks to work not yet done, dreams not yet fulfilled, songs not yet sung, and projects not yet completed. And it certainly changes the energy around that we may not be enough yet. It has been said over and over again in motivational speeches and songs, you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you start all over again. Many of you will remember that Thomas Edison tried hundreds of elements in his light bulb before he found the one that would work. He later said those other tries were not failures. They simply were all the elements that didn't work on the way to finding the one that did. Childhood is often a grim slog that leads us through all kinds of experiences and convinces us we are not good enough. But there have been so many golden moments, many of them right here in this room, when we were good enough. And if we can do it once, we can do it again.
Our closing hymn in the teal hymnal is number 1007, There's a River Flowing in My Soul. This is by Faya Ora Rose Touré, an American civil rights activist and lawyer who was Alabama's first black female judge. I invite you to rise in body or spirit to join in singing.
There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a
Amen. You may be seated. Our closing words come from two sources. The first is Andrew Young, who spoke at Jimmy Carter's funeral. Andrew Young, who's still alive at 92 or 93 years old. He was not able to stand at the lectern during Carter's funeral. He sat in a chair. And many of you will remember that he was a congressman from Atlanta. He was a U.S. House member from Atlanta, and he was Jimmy Carter's UN ambassador. My brain gave me that before my mouth could. That was amazing. Yeah. Andrew Young said, "It still amazes me that a peanut farmer from Plains, Georgia, could become president of the United States." And from Tug McGraw, who played on the New York Mets in 1973 and helped take them to the pennant, he said, "Fellas, you got to believe." And they won that pennant because they believed they were good enough.
As we extinguish our chalice at the end of our service today, may its light warm your hearts and guide your steps in the coming week.
I invite you to rise in body or spirit and join in singing our congregational benediction.
And you may stay standing because we only have one quick announcement. And that is, we are having a game night at 7 o'clock in the social hall. Everybody over 4 years old is invited. Come challenge somebody to trivia.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. Thank you. Oh, it's Friday night. It's Wednesday night? Wednesday night. Did you hear that? I stand corrected again. Thank you. Go mix in the social hall and say hello to our visitors.